Okay, and welcome back to Zero Cool Gaming and today's long play of Mass Effect with commentary. So, okay, so you're probably wondering what all of that has to do with anything. Well, what I wanted to do today was talk about a propaganda campaign and what that looks like, and how they use truth to obfuscate truth and defend atrocity. And now that probably sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. And the reality is that it only gets worse. So, California ran a propaganda campaign against its people. And when I say its people, I mean the people of California. And what they did was arrest parents of these trans children for the crime of denying them proper, what they called medical care, and they labeled that as abuse. The examples that they used to justify this were the worst of the worst, of course, because it always is. And what the outcome of all of this was quite literally child consent laws. Meaning that in the name of trans children being able to walk into the doctor's office without any parental consent, they would be able to get, proper medical care. And this is how they justified the implementation of such laws. Now, the reality of these laws and what they have done is far worse.
In a world awakened to new magic. Perhaps we should have
because to give trans kids rights in that respect, or the right to consent, you have to give all children the right to consent. Which is essentially saying that all children are adults, legally speaking, because they have the right to consent. And it's not just limited to medical procedures in that respect to protect the children. Oh no, it's far further reaching than that, because insanity will ensue and criminals are making the laws. So, how far reaching is this insanity? Well, at this point in California, if a father of a 10-year-old child
No matter the power
was
of
to
their god,
dare
we
to
might have
ask
been victorious.
how his
But they
10-year-old
are
became
creatures of
pregnant,
magic, not bound by
he
the
would go
laws of
to
life
prison for
and
doing
death.
so.
Each two eyes are fallen on
Because
the
how
battlefield
dare
will soon
you
rise
question
again.
that
But
child's
if
right
they
to
do not
consent?
know death as we do, how
You're
could we
obviously
stand
an
against
abusive
such
parent,
a force?
and you need
For
to be in
10
prison
years
for that.
the war raged. For 10 years the armies of men in Alpha fought and died.
And
But
that's
as
how
our
these people
numbers
think.
dwindled, we knew that it was only a matter of time.
Does that make it right?
Our fate had
Absolutely
been
not.
written. At least, that is what we believed. Until you died.
Well, there's a thingy. I'll go see what that thingy is. Yeah, it's not good. Essentially what it's done to California, to give you an idea of the reality, since they passed these laws. The amount of people who are prosecuted in California today for child pedophilia is like 3 a
What do you
year.
think this one is then? Alpha? Could even be children? Always a surprise, eh, Gran?
Eyes on
Now,
the
the
shore.
left-wing media and the insanity of the left-wing cultists would say that's because they've solved the problem and all those type of people have fled their state. The reality is the opposite. The reality is that they didn't flee the state. The reality is that more people pedophiles in general have fled to that state. Literally. And it's because they're protected. And they're protected because, let's say a 12-year-old girl walks into a facility to have an abortion. No one around that facility can ask her why she's going there, because that's a crime. The people who work there can't ask her how she got that way, because that's a crime. And like I said, if her parents found out somehow, and they dared to ask how this happened, well, that's a crime too. So, yeah. The insanity ensues. Well, you know. I like these little interaction things. I still don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Or what I'm supposed to be doing.
A Varani. Must have been a mercenary, come to fight in the war. I could have told him how he'd end up. Not in
Maybe
bad
I should
shape,
look
though,
at the
all
map.
things considered.
It might help.
All right then. Make
It
sure
might
it goes
help.
into the report. You know he'll want all the details.
Amazing how well the body held up. Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
Anything else we need?
Unless you'd like
So-
to name him, I think we're
Let me
done.
explain how this
Put him with the others.
propaganda campaign works, basically. Through a little bit of fear and blatant lies to the public, they convinced them that it would be a good idea to allow children to have the right to consent to, protect trans children. And of course the end result of that is essentially legalizing pedophilia.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck
And the people
next
who did
time.
this knew this. Absolutely. That's not even questionable. But that's how a propaganda campaign works. They don't care what lie they have to use or what skin they have to wear to convince you that what they want is a good idea. As long as they can convince you that what they want is a good idea and you're willing to agree with that and go along with it and give them what they want, the propaganda campaign worked. Truly. And this is what they want for the whole country. What they want and what they're advocating for, truly, is children's rights. The right to consent, specifically. And they'll scream that it's all in the name of, protecting trans children. Even though they know for a fact that by doing so they will essentially legalize pedophilia nationwide, because they, with the rest of the laws to protect the children, how they work in combination with each other, will literally protect the pedophile. And they know this. They absolutely know it. They've seen it play out in California. They know exactly what's going on there. That's why they're continuing to push for it, because they know that this method worked. It's sick. Truly. And it shouldn't be allowed. Absolutely not. But they will claim and scream and yell and everything else in your face about how that's not true, that's not what they're trying to do, that's not what this is about. Blah, 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 blah. They can scream that BS all they want. It doesn't change the truth.
They're all over. Run!
Scatter, children of dust! Scatter before the might of the Tuatha!
Well, Little side quest. Still don't know where I'm supposed to be going, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, what is the... I guess, how do you counter this type of insanity? The reality is that trans child or not, all of them are going to be children of straight parents. Period. I mean, that's the only way that you can have a kid. I mean, I've seen the article about the guy who says he's a woman and the woman who says she's a guy, and they had a child. Okay, that's just more insanity, truly. And the reason I say that is because had they gone through with, surgical changes, cosmetic changes to their body, they both would have been sterile. So neither of them had that done. They just want to say that they're something they are not, claim that they're the opposite of what they are, and then say, see, men can get pregnant too. That's insanity. No, they can't. We don't have the technology to do that. We can't take a uterus and sew it into a man's body and have it function and work. You can install a vagina, sure. But it's not going to produce children. Same thing the opposite way. It's still cosmetic. You can't install a penis and balls onto a woman and she starts producing sperm. No, it just doesn't happen. We don't have that technology yet. So it's truly cosmetic. And if either of those procedures are performed, that person is essentially sterile from that point forward. So, to say it's a mental state, then we need to come up with a different word for it. That's why I hate the word salad that they use today. They want to say that this word is that, and that word is this, and we change the definition of all these words to be this, that, and the other. No, that's not the way it should be, and it shouldn't be allowed to be that way either. You create new words, period. New problems, new words. You don't redefine old ones, because that causes problems. And they're well aware of that fact. That's why they want to do it. That's why they continuously claim that they have the right to do it whenever they feel like it. I mean, the Webster's Dictionary at this point is a book of propaganda. They've changed so many definitions in it that half of it doesn't even teach you anything because they're circular definitions. Is it actually half of it? No, but as far as the spoken language, what general people actually speak and say and the words that they use, yeah. So that's useless. Same thing with Wikipedia. It's nothing but an arm of the propaganda state, and they change their definitions willy-nilly on all sorts of things. They write up bios on people that are nothing but lies, quite literally, and it's just allowed. It's okay as long as these people do it. We got a lot of propaganda in the world today. Truly.
Now let's get going.
Oh, okay. Okay. So where is that? Let's see if that'll take me. I'll try the transit system to go to lower wards.
And it works. It restored you to life. There will be plenty of time to explain later. We've got to get going.
So, yeah, that's what a propaganda campaign looks like, people. They use some truth to cover up the sinister lies behind it. That's essentially what the core of this story is about. The core of this problem. And like I said, these people don't care what lies they use in that respect, or what truths they use in that respect, to justify their agenda. They don't care who they hurt or how many people get hurt, because to them it's all justifiable. It's all part of the system, the way things should be.
You go first.
I know that seems wrong, truly. But that's, you know, the world we live in today, where your own government will sit there and run a propaganda campaign against the people to justify absolutely sinister laws that will end up hurting a lot of children in the name of saving them.
This is what they're after. Our greatest invention. The well of souls. Imagine an end to war. An end to death.
I thought I was supposed to come back in here and talk to somebody, but apparently not. Or this is the wrong one. Well, there's nobody back here. I have no idea.
They're in one of the storerooms. See if you can find anything useful.
Oh. I did get it. Okay. Okay. That's what I was supposed to retrieve, was that disc. It kind of made it sound like I was supposed to get this information from somebody, but that was just my assertion, my own
Do
assertion.
you hear something?
Wasn't actually what they had done.
More to offer!
So I don't know if I explained that in a way that makes it easy to understand, but I tried. I hope you can kind of get the gist of what I'm saying at the very least. But I'm going to call that it, and that's going to be my rant for the day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.
You're going to need more than just that sword. That one had a bow. Get it? Archers up ahead. Best shoot them before they see us. Go, go! Daggers are deadly if you catch an enemy unaware. Their speed more than makes up for their size. More up ahead. If you can sneak up on them with your daggers, you should be able to finish them quickly and quietly. blossoms only respond in the presence of magic. Perhaps there is more to you than it seems. Incredible! What are you? Power! Save your magic for when you need it.